all right, all right, all right. This is you. I did. All right. There we go. All right, all right, all right. This is you can't make this shit up. That was one of those you can't make this shit up moments. I had my mic off. Hey, we are your political innovators here at Jay in Washington. I am your host. I'm going solo. My name is David Washington. Typically, we will have my co-host, Joel Hawksley, with me, or one of our other associates. But we are Jay in Washington. This is the Jay in Washington Network. It's been busy. I mean, busy across America, across the world. Uh, if you're watching this now, you already know that Israel and Gaza, Hamas is at war. You already know that the Republican leadership in Congress is trying to elect a new speaker. Bidenomics is doing well according to recent numbers. DeSantis is taking some punches at Trump. Trump is he's feeling it. He's feeling the legal grip tightened around his neck in campaign. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is something that I've been harping on privately, off screen, on screen, through the various shows that we have is here in Florida. In September, early September, the Florida Supreme Court began hearing briefings on a particular case regarding abortion. And it's a challenge to the 15-week abortion ban here in Florida. And if the Supreme Court rules in favor of the DeSantis administration's 15-week abortion ban, it will automatically trigger a 6-week ban here in Florida. And this is a ban on all medical abortions up to or beyond 6 weeks. Also, and this is the important part for you all, for Floridians and for the rest of America, because this is the trend that's happening. This is, again, Florida is the test kitchen for conservative policy and politics. So, there's this rush between uh, Texas and Florida to see who could out conservative the other. But here in Florida, this 6-week ban would not only ban abortions after 6 weeks, with few exceptions, but it will also limit or restrict the ability for individuals to receive the medication used for abortions. What's the word again? Metaprestone? Did I say it right? Kendall, did I say it right? The metaprestone, the mifepristone, something to that, the abortion pill. Yes, thank you. It's just by Kendall there. One of those candid moments. The abortion pill, there will be restrictions for accessing the abortion pill, and that means people who are seeking to have an abortion in a non-medical or procedure will be restricted from receiving it in the mail. They will be restricted from receiving a prescription from their doctor. It will put restrictions in place to receive the medication, the abortion medication, effectively banning all abortion, because most women do not know that they are pregnant at 6 weeks, at 15 weeks. And so there's other challenges to abortion. Recently, Attorney General Ashley Moody has filed a challenge to the abortion petition initiative or abortion ballot initiative, where advocates for access to reproductive rights have started an petition drive to put to make abortion legal on the Florida ballot in the general election in November 2024. Attorney General Moody has filed a challenge to the petition, stating that the word viability is not clearly defined. And so that challenge is in front of the Supreme Court. So the ballot initiative is very clear, and I wish I had it here in front of me. Um, but the word viability in that particular ballot initiative is being challenged by Moody. So the DeSantis administration and conservatives and their allies are waging a full frontal attack on abortion being on the ballot, and also the Supreme Court, which is, I believe, dominated a conservative majority. Um, and briefings filed by opponents of abortion. It's a full frontal attack on restricting reproductive rights here in Florida. And going back to the court case that the Supreme Court is reviewing right now, the issue there is about privacy. And this is really important because even Supreme Court Justice, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas mentioned this during the Dobbs decision, that what Florida is addressing in these hearings is the debate over privacy of information versus privacy of the individual. And so there was a amendment to the state constitution that said that Floridians have the right to freedom from government infringing on their privacy. And what that was meant in that particular clause, or on the conservative sides, they're arguing that that meant, they're free from government infringing on their privacy of information, their data, that the government cannot go into certain areas of people's private information and share it or use it against them, and so forth and so on. What advocates for reproductive rights are saying is that, well, that clause in the state constitution is letting people know that government should not infringe on their right to privacy at all, including the privacy as an individual to make decisions for themselves. And therefore, the decision over a woman's right to reproductive rights should be protected, and that infringing upon those rights with these abortion bans is a violation of the state constitution. So that battle is going on right now in the Florida Supreme Court. And to take it further, as Justice Thomas was saying, that this opens up this question of privacy of the individual, and other scholars of this legal argument, this opens up the question of, if there are restrictions or limitations to privacy of the individual to make their own decisions, does this affect same-sex marriage? Does this affect interracial marriages? Does this affect many other things that we as individuals should have a right to make our decisions about, without the government saying, no, you can't do that? For a country that prides itself on its freedoms and its liberties, there's a lot of restrictions that are being proposed for our for the things that we hold dear to us. So I'm looking very closely. I think at any moment we will get a decision from the Florida Supreme Court on the 15-week abortion ban. Again, the 6-week abortion bans will be triggered if they do rule in favor of the 15-week ban. I know that at one point DeSantis said he'll even go further. The ADS, no, the ADF, the American something something something. We'll go into that in a whole different conversation. There's an organization called the ADF that is seeking to pretty much reconfigure or um, in public education as we know it. This is a separate issue, but there is a move to end public education as we know it, based on the fact that the Constitution really doesn't say anything. It doesn't say that we as Americans have the right to a free public education, but that's a whole different matter. You know, the conservatives are, you know, they have their agenda. It's a new Supreme Court session. Whole lot of stuff is going on. Stay tuned to the news. Stay tuned to us. We're going to try to cover as much as possible and try to give you a balanced perspective. Personally, I believe that women have the right to make their own decisions as far as their reproductive health, who they want to marry, who they want to associate with, um, as anyone does. And the erosion of reproductive rights would be just the beginning to the erosion of more freedoms and liberties if the Supreme Court continues to move in the direction that it's moving, and the Florida Supreme Court ruling in favor that Floridians do not have certain freedoms of privacy as individuals. So that's my perspective. Please comments. Let me know. Let's have this discussion. I'm having this discussion, you know, with some of our viewers already. Shout out to Tom King. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you for, you know, watching. Like Tom, everyone, please take a moment, check us out on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, you know, wherever we are. Please, we love to hear from you. Like, share, hit that notification button. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up. I'm David Washington. We are JNW, your political innovators. Thanks.